Willie D live.
What's up, family? Some of y'all won't like this, but I'll take my chances. Question: can Nancy Grace be trusted with the Nolan Wells case? That's what I want to know, fam. Can Nancy Grace be trusted with the Nolan Wells case? Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, man, Nancy is covering the case, man. What you mean, can she be trusted? Yeah, I see her. I see her covering it. And I'm going to tell you something, fam, straight up. I'm thankful for anybody who's bringing attention to this case, just asking questions, and that's what she's doing. She's asking questions. That's important. It's equally important to platform everybody who got something to say, or at least the major players in the case, if you got access to them and they're willing to come on your show. This woman right here, that's Jeanetta Brantley. She is the sound engineer who extracted the background noise from the sinking boat call. She is the one that made it possible for the world to hear what was happening in the background on that phone call. Now, Nancy Grace, she's invited Officer Tatum on her show. She's had him on the show. She's had all kinds of other experts on the show. I would submit to you that Jeanetta is an expert. Why is she not on the show if you got access to all these other people being on the show? She's not difficult to get in contact with. She has been speaking on some other shows. So why hasn't she platformed it? I mean, she has a huge platform. Right now, it's all hands on deck. So I'm grateful for any support of Nolan Wells. Having said that, I am extremely suspicious of Nancy Grace because of her record. I mean, she has a record of going against the grain in regards to Black people. Yeah, the way that she was so against O.J. Simpson, and you can say, well, it's O.J. Simpson. Yeah, man, let's find another hill to die on. Okay, what about Karmelo Anthony? It's a lot of y'all who support Karmelo Anthony or who supported Karmelo Anthony are all in these comments, all on social media talking about Auntie Nancy, Auntie Nancy. Really, is that easy to get into the family, huh? Is that easy to get invited to the cook-off, huh? All it takes is for one prominent white person to come out of the woodworks and say something nice, and all of a sudden, they straight in. Don't work like that over here. Nah, man, nah. Because she made it hard on Karmelo Anthony. She was one of the ones leading the charge for convicting Karmelo Anthony. She's the one crying and going on, talking about how she could relate to the twins because she got twins of her own, even though it's a boy and a girl. She spoke to how close twins are and how devastating that must have been for the twin. And she was talking about how good. She actually called Austin Metcalf beloved. By who? If you let the kids in the community tell it, let the students tell it, he was a terror. He was a bully, a classic bully. But Nancy skipped right over that. She just went in on Karmelo every chance she got. Even when he was convicted and given 35 years, she doubled down on her angst towards him. So yeah, I'm not feeling that. I got to keep that in mind when I hear her reporting on things like this. Because I know Nancy Grace from always over-reporting about a missing white girl or woman. That was a big thing with her. She'll talk about the same missing white female for an entire year. She ain't the only one. A lot of those news networks, a lot of the cable networks would get a hard time for reporting what is called missing white woman syndrome. This is where when these news outlets are criticized for disproportionately airing cases that involve missing white females as opposed to people of color or even men. And Nancy is part of that. Like, there ain't a whole lot of missing black girls out there, black females out there, or there aren't missing black men out there. Yeah. And she's had a long time to correct it. I don't think she get to this point all of a sudden and she starts, supporting somebody that we all support, and then we don't even consider her record. Some of y'all putting the reporting that she is doing right now above the reporting that some people are doing that have been supportive of the black community from day one. What raised the flag to me was her platforming Officer Tatum and even a few other people, but she had not spoken with Jeanetta. Jeanetta is a huge piece to this case. I'm talking about one of the individuals. You're talking about individuals involved in this case who are connected to this case. She's not a hired gun. Nobody stroked her check to get involved, to even get her opinion. She was doing exactly what the rest, millions of others were doing. The rest of us were doing was just spectating, right? And reporting and just being genuinely interested in this case. And she decided, because she has the background and the knowledge to take it a step further, curiosity got the best of her, and she decided to put that audio into a software and figure out what was being said on that phone call. She has given clarity to millions. Hopefully, she's given some evidence to law enforcement. It just seems to me that in this particular case, I don't see any steps, any progressive steps that law enforcement has made. It seems like every time some evidence is discovered, every time there's any type of break in the case, it's the people doing the work. It's the people, the citizens, doing the work of law enforcement, starting with the mama and the daddy. They went out there on a boat before the Coast Guard got out. The Coast Guard started searching for the body. Before the police could go out on a boat and search for the body, the father went out there with his friend searching for his son. The father went and retrieved his car keys. The mother retrieved his phone. Not law enforcement. Law enforcement has not told us anything so far. They usually, fam, I know you can't. Investigators ain't used to telling the family everything, and they damn sure ain't used to telling the public everything. But they try to give us a little hope, right? They tell us a little stuff like, we know who's involved, we're talking, we have some suspects, we don't want to reveal who those names are right now. They say stuff like that, to try to give the public some hope and put us at ease, because they don't want the public to be spooked, knowing that there are some potential killers out there. They ain't did nothing. They ain't said nothing. Oh, let me take that back. I don't want to lie like some of them been doing. The sheriff, day one, without any investigation, without any examination of the body, no autopsy report, no eyewitness, we don't expect foul play. He was very quick to say that. And they're oftentimes quick to say that in cases involving black people being dead and white people being suspicious of killing them. People being suspected of killing them. They are quick to say, we don't suspect foul play. When's the last time in those circumstances have you heard the police say, we suspect foul play and we're going to get to the bottom of it? It doesn't happen. I wonder why. I wonder why. So, and I'm going to say, you know what, since I'm here, because I was trying not to say nothing about Nancy Grace. I'm just, thankful that she, offered her platform to talk about the case, bring awareness to the case, and that's good. I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm on it now, man. I'm on it. I didn't like the way she handled Secret Service Sam. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. She was very rude and dismissive for no reason whatsoever. I did not like that. You do not have to be rude. Look, to be kind don't cost a dime. And she seems like she goes out of her way to be rude. I don't know if it's that, woman working in a man's world and, she trying to prove that she's tough and she belongs and she can, be as, aggressive and, as any male counterpart. I don't know if that's the case. But I am saying that I'm watching her and I'm checking and I'm going to see how far she go before she get off the brakes. Because I suspect that she's not going to see this thing all the way through. I suspect. Secret Service Sam has been an asset to information, discovery, awareness for this case. He should be respected. He should be applauded for his efforts. Not condemned, not dismissed, not marginalized. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that at all. When people come to my platform, I like to make them feel at home. I go out of my way to make them feel at home. I don't try to get them on the platform and ambush them and all that kind of stuff. That ain't my style. I'd rather not even talk to them at all, right? But she got a different style, and that style works for her. But I didn't think that was cool how she handled. I don't think that was cool how she handled Secret Service Sam. Now, to be kind of fair, she did give Officer Tatum the business, but not as much as she should have. And even with that, he was minding like a nice little old puppy. He had his head down. Yes, ma'am, that's fair. All that. He was so obedient. She didn't have to be aggressive with him. She just challenged him on something. He was like, wasn't no arguing, wasn't no raising the voice. None of that. None of that high-pitched girl stuff that he do sometimes. None of that. None of that. I wonder what that's Massa. Massa speak. Coconuts bow down. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.